Hey guys, this is Bird from Inside Outline and welcome back to another Cricut video. In today's video, I will be doing a review of my Cricut EasyPress 2 machine. I've had this machine for about 3 years now and I thought it was time to come and give you an honest review of what I think about this Cricut EasyPress 2 machine. I also have a heat press. I have an M-Press from Heat Press Nation, and towards the end of this video I'm going to let you know what my thoughts are about both machines, kind of give you a comparison of what I think about both machines. So stick around to the end of this video. Before we get into the video, I need you to like this video and subscribe to my channel. So what is the Cricut EasyPress 2 machine? The Cricut EasyPress 2 machine is basically a heat press machine. It's a smaller machine than what a heat press is or a typical heat press would be, but it's basically just a heat press machine. You use this machine to put HTV or iron-on vinyl onto different base materials. And I do have my notes over here, so if you see me looking over here, that is the reason why. But I do have my Cricut EasyPress 2 machine right here. This is the machine. Like I said, I've had this machine for about 3 years now, and I must say that I absolutely love it. I'm gonna get into the reasons why I love it in just a second, but this is what the machine looks like. So as you can see, I have my cord kind of tucked underneath the handle. You can see a few of the buttons on the front side of the machine. And then there is also the base of the machine. So this bottom part is hot and you sit it onto the base. You can see that the base does have some holes at the bottom to kind of vent the steam or the heat. So this is what the Cricut EasyPress 2 machine looks like. So I'm just gonna give you some stats and some details on the machines. The Cricut EasyPress 2 machine, it came out in 2018, and it comes in 3 different sizes. It comes in a 6x7 size. It comes in a 6x7, 9x9, and a 12x10. And the one I have is a 12x10, so it's the larger size of the Cricut EasyPress 2 machines. The difference between this machine and the original or the first Cricut EasyPress machine is that this one heats up a little bit faster and it gets hotter than the first one. So the Cricut EasyPress 2 machine, it gets up to 400 degrees in temperature. So what comes in the box with your Cricut EasyPress 2 machine? Your machine obviously comes in the box, and then there is also a welcome book or a welcome manual, and then you also have some materials for a test print or a test press. This is my test press for my Cricut EasyPress 2 machine. So this came in the box with my machine, and I believe that this was already cut out, or maybe I had to cut it out. I don't really remember, but this was the first press that I did. And I did it with my Cricut EasyPress 2 machine, and like I said, that's been over 3 years. One of the things that I love about the Cricut EasyPress 2 machine is that it's portable. So whenever I am on the go and I have projects that I need to work on, I just stick it inside of this little bag and take it with me. It's a drawstring bag, so you can just, you know, close it up. But yeah. So the Cricut EasyPress 2 comes in 4 colors. Those colors are raspberry, which is what I have. It's also mint, rose, and vanilla pearl. The sizes, as I mentioned before, are 6x7, 9x9, and a 12x10, which is what I have. The price. So when I bought my Cricut machine, Cricut EasyPress 2 machine about 3 years ago, it was about $150, I believe, total. I should probably find that information out. I'll find that information out and just put it somewhere in this video, but I think I paid about $150. I do remember that I had a Michael's gift card that some of my friends had gotten me, so I used that as well. So what materials can you use with the Cricut EasyPress 2 machine? So I have made a lot of HTV projects with my Cricut EasyPress 2 machine. I've cut everything from glow-in-the-dark vinyl to glitter HTV, printable HTV, and I actually have some materials I'm going to show you in just a bit. What else? Glow-in-the-dark, glitter, just regular, you know, everyday iron on, and then also direct to film or direct to garment, printed, you know, decals. I'm going to show you that right now. So I have a family reunion coming up, and I wanted to test out the DTF, I think it's called. It could be DTF, DTG, direct to film, direct to garment. But basically what I did was to upload this design onto a website called My Craft Source. I will link down below, or add a link down below in the description to My Craft Source. That is where I get all of my vinyl from, all of my HTV, all of my, you know, adhesive vinyl. I go to My Craft Source. It's only about 30 minutes from where I live, and it's just convenient for me to go and pick it up. I place my order online and I go to the warehouse and pick up my vinyl. But anyway, so all that I did was to upload my design, and that was about it. They printed it for me. I'm going to show you the back side. And all that I have to do is to just use my Cricut EasyPress 2 machine to press this onto my shirts. I have about 23 shirts to make, and this is the little shirt. This is a small youth shirt, and I got this from Jiffy Shirts. But yeah, with my EasyPress 2 machine, all I have to do is to just press this onto my shirt. And I absolutely love that because I don't have to worry about weeding. Look at this design. It would take some time to weed this, and quite honestly, the cost of buying the vinyl or the HTV and weeding it, it was the same price just to print these off. The price of these vary based on the sizes that you get. I do have some larger size shirts like 3X's and 4X's, so those decals cost a little bit more, but I think it was worth it. It saved me a whole bunch of time. So anyway, that's one material that I've used with my Cricut EasyPress 2 machine. Also, whenever I do my print then cut HTV, I also use my Cricut EasyPress 2 machine. I'm going to show you some of the print then cut or printable transfer sheets that I use, and these are HTV transfer sheets. So this is one brand right here. This is the Jolie's brand. I also use the June Taylor brand right here. This is my preferred brand whenever I have to buy in store. When it comes to the actual like projects that I've made everything from onesies, shirts, I've made leggings and tank tops and tote bags. I have a video showing you how to make a Cricut tote bag. That video was very simple. In that video, I did use my Cricut EasyPress 2 machine, so be sure to check that video out. I will have it linked above somewhere. So you can create a variety of projects using your Cricut EasyPress 2 machine. So how to use the Cricut EasyPress 2 machine. Again, I have a couple of videos showing you how to use it. It's very simple. Turn the machine on, obviously plug it up first, turn it on, cut out your design, set your temperature, set the time, and then you just pick up your machine, set it on top of your HTV, press the go button, the timer will count down, and then it will beep once it's done. Simple as that. Cricut also has a guide to let you know like what time and what temperature to set your machine on, so that's very helpful also. So some additional supplies that you need when using your Cricut EasyPress 2 machine are, I always use a Teflon sheet, and I will have this link down below in the description. Basically, I use this so that whenever I peel off the clear sheet from my HTV, I use this to, I basically use this as a barrier so that my HTV never comes in direct contact with the bottom of my heat press machine. For whatever reason, I'm terrified of, you know, kind of scorching the HTV or whatever. It just protects the design, and it's better to be safe than sorry. So Teflon sheet, this one is pretty big, and actually it was much longer than this, but I cut it, or it was much wider than this and I cut it. So definitely invest in some Teflon sheets. These are pretty inexpensive. You can get you know, a 4-pack for about $6. So definitely invest in some of these. Next, I have the Cricut EasyPress Mat. I especially use this whenever I am making my t-shirts, just to give a flat base and also to get rid of any moisture that may be, you know, within the material that I'm pressing. So if it's a shirt, I press the shirt, and this also helps me whenever it comes to lining up my design to go on my shirt. You will also need a t-shirt ruler. I will have the one that I use linked up above. I actually don't have it at my place right now because whenever I use my heat press sometimes for my friend's basketball team, I take the heat press over to their house, and my t-shirt ruler is also over there. But I will have that linked above or below down in the description box. But I use that basically to get the design down from the neckline where it should be. So you definitely want to invest in a t-shirt ruler. You can also use a regular ruler if you don't want to invest in a t-shirt ruler. But overall, you just want to make sure that your design is as center and aligned as possible on your shirts. So now to the question of what are my thoughts on the Cricut EasyPress 2 machine. So I have some likes and dislikes about the Cricut EasyPress 2 machine. My likes about the machine are the ease of use being the first one. It's super easy to use this machine. I can almost use this machine like in my sleep. I would not recommend that, but that's how easy it is to use. I will say that the machine does auto shut off, so if you are not using the machine within a certain period of time, it will just automatically shut off, so you don't have to worry about, you know, burning down the house or your apartment or whatever. And then also what I especially love is that when I'm making shirts, which is typically what I make with my Cricut EasyPress 2 machine, I love that if I turn off my machine and then I turn it back on, it's still set at the last temperature and time that I use. So I don't have to reprogram it every time I turn it off and turn it on. And I absolutely love that because I don't know if I would remember what to put it on. But another like that I do have about this machine is that if I do forget what I set my machine on, Cricut has a heat guide that you can use. So the Cricut heat guide basically lists out, you know, all the different types of heat transfer vinyls, but then it also lists out a lot of different base materials. So you have cotton, you have burlap, you have canvas, you have nylon, you have polyester. So that's one of the perks of using the Cricut EasyPress 2 machine, is that Cricut does have this heat guide that you can use to, you know, determine what temperature and what time you need to press your materials on. So one of the reasons why I keep using my Cricut EasyPress machine over and over is because of the professional look that all of my projects have once I'm done pressing them. I've made shirts for other people's family reunion. I'm making some for my family reunion. I've made shirts for myself to wear, you know, just out and about. I've made shirts for different businesses and organizations, and everybody loves the finished design and look of my projects, and that's thanks to the Cricut EasyPress 2 machine. So again, if you're considering getting this machine and you're worried about the quality of, you know, how the press will look at the end of the day, I'm here to tell you that you will have a professional looking press, and you can use this in your Cricut business as well. So for me personally, the price of the machine is one of the pros for me. Like I mentioned, I paid about $150 for the machine. To some people that may be a little bit much, for others it may not be much at all, but for me that was a great price point because this machine is portable, and the size of it just allows me to take it with me and on the go and be on the go. So that's another perk or pro of this machine, is that it is small, it is portable. So as I mentioned, if I'm going home or, you know, to visit my family or something like that, I can take this machine with me. What I typically do is to go ahead and cut out all of my designs. I don't weed them in advance, but then I can just take them with me and take my EasyPress 2 machine with me and press it while I'm on the go. So again, with the price for this machine and how powerful it is, that was a pro for me. So when it comes to dislikes for the Cricut EasyPress 2 machine, I only have one, and that is whenever I'm creating large quantities of shirts or different projects, I do not like the fact that I have to stand over, you know, the project and kind of use my body weight to press down on the, you know, on the design. And again, that's only when I'm making large quantities of things. I have 23 shirts to make for my family reunion. I will probably use my Cricut EasyPress 2 machine instead of my Impress, just because it's just easy. And I guess that's why they called it an EasyPress 2 machine. It's just easy to use. You know, I put it in my closet, take it out when it's time to use it. But quite honestly, that's my only dislike of the machine. Other than that, I absolutely love my Cricut EasyPress 2 machine, and I wouldn't change it at all. So earlier I mentioned that I also have a Impress machine from Heat Press Nation. I will link a picture or add a picture to what that machine looks like, and also link to it down in the description box. And I just wanted to share my personal experience with my Cricut EasyPress 2 machine and my actual heat press. So when it comes to the price of the two machines, for me personally, with my heat press, I did decide to get a top of the line heat press. And that's because I did not want to keep having to invest in heat press machines. So the Impress, when I bought it at the time, it was about $450. And it was worth it to me. I know, or I personally have friends who have invested in heat press machines that were a little bit on the cheaper side, and they had to, you know, after using it for so long, it just started to give out, and they had to invest in another heat press machine. And I just did not want to do that, and that's why I decided to spend a little bit more money on my heat press machine so that I would not have to keep shelling out money to replace one. So in terms of price, again, the Cricut EasyPress 2 machine, what I paid personally was about $150, and then I also bought my heat press machine for about $450. And I typically only use that one when I have like large amounts of shirts to do. As I mentioned, I'm making some family reunion shirts. I could use my heat press machine for that, but I'm just going to use my EasyPress machine. With the heat press machine, it's large, it's bulky, and it takes up a lot of space. And quite honestly, I don't feel like, you know, dealing with that. It also gets very hot underneath those machines. But, you know, if you just want to go ahead and knock out some shirts really fast, you know, it's kind of a give and a take with both of them. So yeah, price wise, you know, that's how much I spent for my heat press. And again, it was just to make sure that I didn't have to keep investing in a heat press machine. Also, as I mentioned before, I use both machines for different reasons. For my EasyPress 2 machine, it's easy to just pull it out whenever I'm making something really quickly or a small project. I've made, you know, tote bags. I've made like onesies for friends for baby shower gifts and things like that. And I just pull out my Cricut EasyPress 2 machine really quickly and knock that project out. Again, I typically use my heat press whenever it's large quantities of projects. So if you're kind of trying to decide which machine to get, a Cricut EasyPress 2 machine or a heat press, obviously you do not have to pay a whole bunch of money for a heat press machine. You can get them on Amazon for about $150. Again, I absolutely love my Cricut EasyPress 2 machine, and I use it about 99% of the time, if I'm being honest. And it's not to say that my heat press is just sitting there wasted. I use it, and when I use it a lot. Like I said, I have some friends that have a basketball team, and certain times of the year it's just, you know, it's all ramped up. And you know, I always I also sell shirts and things like that. So when I have large orders, family reunion shirts, you know, I pull it out for that also. I said that I probably use my Cricut EasyPress 2 machine, but I may end up using my heat press machine. I don't know. It's just whatever I'm feeling like at the time. But if you're thinking about getting a Cricut EasyPress 2 machine, or these are some of the reasons I would suggest getting a Cricut EasyPress 2 machine. If you don't have a large space to store a heat press, you probably want to consider getting a Cricut EasyPress 2 machine. And I would suggest getting the 12 by 10 machine because it's larger, so it can cover larger designs if you want to make larger designs. If you want something that's easy to use with the Cricut heat guide, you definitely want to get the Cricut EasyPress 2 machine. Most heat presses, they don't come with heat guides, so you'll have to, you know, get online and search for the answers yourself. Pricing for some people, you know, Cricut does have different tiers of pricings based upon the different size that you want, so that would be a plus also. And also, if you don't intend on making large quantities of HTV projects, you probably want to invest in a Cricut EasyPress 2 machine. If you don't plan on making large orders of shirts to sell or large HTV projects, you probably don't want to invest in a heat press machine because, again, they're large, they're bulky, they take up a lot of space. And with the Cricut EasyPress 2 machine, you can just put it back in its bag and put it in the closet. So I hope that you enjoyed this review on the Cricut EasyPress 2 machine. If you have any questions or comments, feel free to leave them down below. Don't forget to check the description for some of the different links that I have included for the projects or products mentioned in this video. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe to my channel. Thanks for watching.